got room for one more?
I have always loved Western movies, and when you add a black main actor to it, that just elevates it in my personal standing. In this video, I'm gonna review The Hateful Eight, a kind of cowboy whodunit murder mystery slash thriller all rolled into one while also being a comedy starring the one, the only Samuel L. Jackson. Now, I came upon this movie on a TikTok edit, and you know that's always a great sign for finding new content to watch. I had previously watched The Harder They Fall a couple years ago, and honestly, that is easily my favorite cowboy movie at the moment. The Hateful Eight follows two bounty hunters that have just captured a woman with a really high bounty. As they are making their way through a tundra, they have to stop because the weather got too bad. They end up in this cabin where they meet 6 or so other fellows that are mysterious and have their own story. It's clear that some people are lying and that there's a lot of tension that is building throughout the story. It's so interesting the way that these characters kind of develop throughout the arc and seeing how the plot develops as well. Now, I won't lie, I had no expectations going in. I just read the comments of the TikTok video that said it was a really interesting movie and that people were surprised by the ending. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's try it out. And honestly, I did really enjoy my time. I watched the extended version, which is about 4 or so hours of content. In the original movie is only 2 hours, so I assume that there are big differences. What they are, I don't know, but just to let you know, I did watch the extended version. Honestly, at points I was kind of confused what was happening, and I feel like one thing that held this movie back was that the movie didn't really have an identity of what it wanted to be. As I mentioned before, it's kind of a whodunit, a thriller, and a comedy all rolled into one, and I feel like it tries to do too much that sometimes it detracts. I mean, why is it halfway through the movie that I'm being introduced to a narrator figure? I feel like that's just a way for the writer to write themselves out of a corner, and I feel like I didn't really enjoy that part. Even though it did add really important detail and added a clarifying voice, I feel like that's just bad on the writer because it means that they couldn't clear it up themselves naturally in a more organic way. One thing that I did enjoy about this movie is that when you're dealing with one location, which is the cabin in this movie, it can kind of get stale very easily. I mean, you're seeing the same scene over and over and over again. And so you really have to find ways to push the boundaries and force the reader to see the scene differently. And I loved how the camera crew utilize different angles and perspectives to show us different sides of the cabin. You know, it's not just one facade, it's the entire floor plan, as well as they eventually add different levels, which makes it even more exciting. They don't drop everything all at once, they reveal a few things at a time. And I feel like this kind of whodunit nature of not giving you the full picture at once does make it very interesting and make it very exciting for me. I'm not a thriller guy by any sense, and I don't think it was a crazy thriller because it was really comedic and kind of just all over the place, I won't lie, but you can tell that the actors really reveled in these roles and had fun with them, and it was something that they weren't, I would say they were passionate about it, but they definitely were just able to relax and be themselves. It's Samuel L. Jackson at his finest, just joking around, being boisterous, being extra, and just taking over and overpowering every other actor. I feel like it was a really interesting dynamic of actors they chose to select. Like, I believe Bill Russell was in the movie, and then you also have Samuel L. Jackson, so their dynamic was really funny and very interesting. And you also have a couple other characters that were just surprising in nature to me, and I feel like it always kept you guessing at what would happen next. And I feel like it was that comedic nature of the movie that I enjoyed, that I didn't know what was going to happen, that I really want to get to the end, but it also at the end of the day felt like it kind of was a pointless movie in a sense. Like, the resolution of it wasn't anything too meaningful or like world changing. I would recommend this movie for you if you like old westerns, kind of mystery movies, but beyond that, I don't think there's not really any good action scenes or something particularly entertaining in this movie. It's just a couple actors. It seems honestly like this was a lower budget film, that they were just kind of throwing something together with some star power actors and just wishing for the best. Honestly, I did enjoy my time watching it, but I definitely will not be watching again. Let me know down in the comments below if you've seen this movie, and as always, I will see you next time.